Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Flutter by Heidi. I'm Heidi Smith, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United Kingdom, and today I'm creating some projects using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set, which is this one here. It's a returning favourite, and you can get it with a coordinating punch as well, which makes it really easy. And you've got these three different designs of tree, so a plaid one, a traditional tree, and then this one, which is a two-step stamping. So you've got the outline tree and then the infill as well. Sentiments, cut the pine cones, great for Christmas projects, and being a punch, really quick and easy. The plaid tidings paper is 6x6 paper, a host of colours in there, and you've got everything from kind of traditional Christmas colours to sort of Mango Melody and Blackberry Bliss and a bit of Melon Mambo. There's some pretty peacock in there, cinnamon cider, shaded spruce, a bit of, looks like it's probably rich raspberry in there. So super plaid designs of all sorts. So if you're into your plaid or your tartan, this is a great one for you. That was the paper that I used on the front of the box. Here it's a very non-traditional one, lovely colours, and again some more various variations including black and whites as well. So that's the paper we're going to use. It comes in a pack of 6x6, 48 sheets, and you get 4 each of the 12 different designs. And I'm creating this lovely little house-shaped project, which is perfect for Christmas gifting or any time of the year if you wanted to change it up. I've used some Flowers for Every Season Baker's Twine combo here, but you could obviously use whatever ribbon you happen to have to hand. And it just opens up on the side, and it's big enough to hold a lovely 50ml, so a good size hand cream, or other little treats that you could pop in there as well. And you can see that just folds down and the two little strings hold it closed. So let's crack on with the project. You're going to need your trimmer. I'm obviously using UK A4 cardstock. I'm going to work in centimetres, but I'll convert it to inches for those of you that work in imperial measurements. First of all, you're going to cut your card at 7.5 centimetres on the short edge, and then you're going to trim that down to 29 centimetres. So. Okay, so in terms of the scoring, we're going to score on that long edge at 12 and 17 centimetres. And then on both ends, top and bottom, at 5, I'm just going to make a little mark on each side because we're going to do some cutting and scoring in a bit there. So might as well do that while we've got it in the trimmer. And then just turn it with the short edge at the top and mark at 1 centimetre, score at 1 centimetre on each side all the way down. And then at about 3.85, 3.75 even, didn't think it was quite right, about 3.75, just make a mark top and bottom, and again that's going to be used for our diagonals. I haven't quite marked it there. Yeah. Okay, so other pieces we're going to need some a piece for the top. So we've got a piece, I've got some cherry cobbler here, and this is 7x16 centimetres, and you're just going to score at 7, 8 and 9 centimetres. You want 2 pieces for your roof, which are 7x7. So I'm just going to cut those. And then you're also going to need 2 pieces for the front and the back if you wanted to, but you could just do the front if you want. And that again is going to be, if we just do one for the front, let's do, I haven't made note of my measurements. I'm fairly sure, let's have a look, I think it's 5.5, yeah, 5.5 centimetres. And I'm not going to sort of cut it on the edge because we're going to free cut it. So, did I say 5.5? I think I said 5.5. Double check. Measure twice, cut once, 5.5 centimetres. So just a strip of 5.5 centimetres for that as well. Okay. You're going to need a couple of pieces for the sides, and these are 5 by 7 centimetres. Then you're just going to need some offcuts of Whisper White, which are about 3/4 of an inch, so just under about 1.9 centimetres by 6 centimetres, and then a small piece of Pretty Peacock that is sort of 7 centimetres. So again, by so 3/4 of an inch, so 1.9. Like so. So now we've got all our bits cut, and we've also scored. So let's pop our trimmer away and let's get on with the construction. Okay, so what we're going to do first is do our basic kind of house construction. And we'll get that done first. Oh no, I need my trimmer for one more bit. Okay, first of all we're going to mitre some corners. So I'm just going to fold it on those at the bottom and on the next section, like so. And then where we've made those marks, I'm just going to come in and notch out. So you can see I'm cutting straight across at the mark and notching out at the bottom. Do the same on both sides. Okay. And this is where we just need our trimmer. And you could do this with an embossing tool and a ruler as well. So you're just going to line up the mark you made in the top with the where you've just come in, and you're lining up with the score mark where you've cut into. So, and you're just going to score. Repeat on the other side. So centre point with the track. Same at the other end. So again, centre point and where you cut into. And again, last one, centre point, track. And then you can either trim with your scissors or with your trimmer, and about 1 centimetre away from that. It doesn't have to be precise, but you can just trim down and trim off the angle as well. So coming down, okay, so that's our basic shape, and what I want to do now is add my paper onto the front here while it's still flat. So it doesn't matter which end you decide to use, and I say if you decide to do both bits, both sides, that's fine. And you just want to add your glue, and as I always say, you don't need too much. So what but you want as close as you can to the edge. I do find that wet glue is the best for this bit. And then just add your piece of DSP to the centre there. Flip it over and just come in and trim along that edge. Do the same on the other side. And that way, without any measuring, you're going to get a perfect finish on the front there. So now you can fold all of those tabs in, and the next piece we're going to do is to add our sides. So those are our 2 pieces of card that we had. This is probably the trickiest bit of all, and only because in this instance I'm using wet glue, which just takes a little bit longer. So pop it on your 3 tabs, and then all you do is add your side to each of those. Now, as this is box construction, I could use my stamping seal. And if you're doing that, then what I would do is I'd use my Seal Plus, and I'd just come down on 3 sides of that piece. You need to get it really quite close to the edge if you can. And then what I would do is add my side first, my bottom, and just be careful not to attach until you've done it. So either method works, up to you entirely. Again, for the top section here, you're going to add glue onto the one side to add onto our roof pieces. So actually just want to use my seal here. Don't need to use my Seal Plus because it's not a 3D part, so it's not going to be moving about, so it doesn't need that extra strength. But we do want a nice piece of card that's glued really nicely to the edges. Oh, before I put that one on, what I will do is mark my... So just reinforce those creases, those score lines, and we're going to add some glue to that centre section. So this is one where I would use my Stampin' Seal Plus. Just run that along the centre and fold that in to create our little ridge you can see there. Then to add that, I'm going to add glue just to one side, and you can either use your Stampin' Seal Plus and run it down. It is, it's a little more tricky because obviously it's partly made, but it's better to add it on now than get into a bit of a pickle later. Or you can obviously use a bit of Tombow. And then what I like to do here, oh, I've actually added it to the wrong place. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. Typical, isn't it? Okay, so let's just add. Right, I'm going to quickly remove that. This is just actually quite a useful tip. If you very gently just roll your finger over, you will get that Stampin' Seal Plus will actually roll off. So let's actually get it right this time. So add my little layer, fold any extra bits in. Right. And now what I like to do is line it up on the side that's going to open, like so. Get my lining up right before I fold it over. So get it nicely lined up, and then add that. So you can see now we've got our nice little flap. I'm going to come in with my hole punch and add that in now. Nearly there. So all I'm going to do is just add 2 holes approximately just in from the edge. I haven't made those as neat as I might like to. Come in with a pen and just make a little mark. And then all you need to do is just punch on the inside of those, like so. And that creates our hole for our thread to go in. So now we've done that, we can add our panel over the top and then just go in and re-punch those holes. as well. That just means that if you end up making a mistake, you're sorted. Okay, so nearly there now. All we want to do is let's crack on with our quick bit of stamping. So I'm going to use my cherry cobbler first of all and pop my piece of card, one in cherry cobbler, very quickly clean that on my chamois. And there's my pretty peacock, which works really well. I'm going to grab a quick punch to punch those out, and then I'll stamp my sentiment, and obviously you can use whichever sentiment you want. There you go, a couple of trees. And what I did with my second one was just trim the bottom off with my snips. So all I did was go in like so. So now you can add your trees to the front, popping my dimensionals on the back. And you can overlap those as much or as little as you want, so I like to have them just hanging off the edge there. And one slightly lower down, just to create a bit of interest. Grab your sentiment, my scrap of card for my sentiment. I'm just going to pop that in the middle there. And all I need to do now is just add that into my banner punch. So whichever one these are just right at the sort of about the shortest that you can get them in. So just be careful that you've got them nice and square. And do the same. It's a bit easier with the one on the back. It's just that little bit longer. And all that's left to do now is layer that up and add it to the front of our box. So add another dimensional just to the back there, one or two, either or. So just centre that in there. Add your hand cream in, and then you can just thread that little bit of thread through there, or whichever ribbon you choose to have, which you happen to have handy, or not as the case may be. I've got some of our other ribbon here, and here we have a pair of pretty house-shaped boxes ready to decorate the tree or give as a gift, pop on a table as a table favour. And obviously, as always, I'll pop the dimensions on my blog, and I'd love it if you chose me as a demonstrator. You know, it really does make a difference and helps me to provide these free tutorials as well for people. And of course, right, put your cream in. There we go. And all I need to do is thread that back through, which is always easier said than done when you're on a video, folks. As I always say, with my videos, I don't edit, you get it warts and all. So, tie your bow. And there we have our pretty houses ready to go. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now.